Hello, greetings out there to everyone in YouTube land. My name is Belle. I'd like to do a tarot reading today. I have a lot of thoughts to share, although I might have to write them down and be a little bit more formal. Let's just say a lot of different project ideas and a lot of different cool epiphanies and poetry and all kinds of things are kind of simmering in my journals and stuff like that. So it will be interesting to see what happens in terms of what I end up writing and what I end up following through with. So with that, let's get into the tarot reading. I'm not sure what the cards are. I drew them, but I haven't turned them over yet. I'm using 4 tarot decks. I'm using the Witch's Tarot, Crystal Visions Tarot, Paulina Tarot, and Chrysalis Tarot. I'm going to try to peer a little deeper into the cards today. Just kind of pause and let the cards speak through the imagery and say what they want to say. So we'll see how that goes. Okay. First 4 cards are from the Witch's Tarot. First card is 9 of Pentacles. There's a woman, she's standing in an archway. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a hawk up there too. Hawk is in the corner. This is the 9 of Pentacles. It's interesting to read tarot cards. You really have to open up to your intuition, which is really a different side of the mind than I am used to using. So it takes me a little while, but I think it's a skill that I would like to let develop. This is about, you see all the pentacles are flowers basically. This can be about flowering and letting your gifts and your skills blossom and let everything have a new life of its own in terms of following your talents and skills and letting them develop. Okay, the next card is 7 of Swords. Looks like someone is taking some swords to a fair, perhaps to sell them or show them for something. It looks like he is pretty content. Looks like he's looking forward to the fair. So this is a card of contentment. The next card is the Moon. And this is definitely a priestess card. Like the priestess is in full control of her power. There are some wolves there in the background. So she's kind of a formidable person. It's not someone you want to mess with. This is really a cool card to me because it shows powerful goddess energy, and it shows a woman who is not afraid of her own personal power. She's very comfortable with it, in fact. It's not someone who asks other people for permission. It's someone who leads her own life in a way in which she takes great strides and she knows where she's going. It's kind of interesting. It's almost like it's definitely at night because you can see the moon and she has a torch. but even though it's nighttime, she definitely has her own way of lighting her path, so it doesn't bother her. And she has the wolves as her companions, so she's not frightened of anything, even though some people might be wary of walking in the dark in the forest. So to me, that tells me that this is, like I was saying, like very strong goddess energy, very strong personal power, especially for women, but for anyone who cherishes their feminine side. And the fourth card of the Witch's Tarot is Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups is life overflowing with good things, overflowing with all kinds of gifts and talents to share, and it's like that feeling of really good fortune. Sometimes when I feel blissed out, I feel so much gratitude, and I feel so good, so good and so lucky about my good fortune. So that's what this card means to me. Okay, so that was all for the Witch's Tarot. Now let's move on to the Crystal Visions Tarot. Okay. First card here is the Lovers. That's interesting. It seems kind of appropriate for February, since Valentine's Day is coming up. And it's interesting. I think the Lovers card can be a strong card about love and compassion, obviously, but I don't think it necessarily has to mean a partnership or a romantic partnership. I think it can mean just a really strong sense of love and compassion, and perhaps that is a partnership between two people, or perhaps that is more of an independent, strong sense of love and compassion. And there's a wholeness to this card, whether that's a partnership or whether that's more of a solitary path. The next card is the Fool, and the Fool card is represented by a woman in this case. And it's almost like the colors are similar to the Lover's card. You have those garlands of pink there, and the background is about the same colors. This is a woman who is stepping bravely off of the path, and she's going to have new adventures because of that detour or that new path that she's taking, that new stepping away from the path that she's taking. It's really cool. The third card is the Hanged Man. This could represent being a little bit stuck, not knowing what to do next. Or it could represent just taking a pause and, I guess that would be the more optimistic sense of being stuck, would be just taking a pause and regrouping. This could represent like a sense of tiredness, like you need to rest up and rejuvenate and prepare for the next part of your life's journey. And it's kind of like, to me this represents a little bit of discomfort, like you're not that clear or that comfortable with this part of your life's journey, because obviously like you're not going to be that comfortable hanging upside down, even if it's just from your feet. It's still not a good position to be in. So I know the best sense of this card, I think I read that it can mean having an altered perspective on something that could be helpful. But today I'm picking up on more of a sense of a wariness or a need to get some clarity about the next steps on your life path. And the fourth card in Crystal Visions is the Empress. This is very strong, powerful, feminine or goddess energy. It's almost like this card is tied to the sense of women as mothers, because it looks like the Empress could be a mother. And that's interesting because I think it's not in everyone's life path to be a parent. And so I think that sense of motherhood can take different forms. And I think that could be about, like, a lot of people talk about giving birth to new ideas, new creativity, new projects. So I think that's what this is about, because you'll notice, switch sides, see if we can see it any better over here. You have some butterflies and some fruit from like an apple tree or something. So I think it's about being fruitful and creative and giving birth to new ideas and new projects. Whether or not you have identity with a sense of motherhood or not, you will still be able to have a very full creative side. That's a good one. Okay, so that's all for the Crystal Visions Tarot. Now let's move on to Paulina Tarot. Oh, just turn them all over. Got a sneak peek. Okay, the first card is King of Swords. I'm being very suspenseful because I'm not sharing the card. King of Swords. He looks like it's kind of similar to the Hanged Man card. I feel like the King of Swords isn't sure what to do next. He's kind of there. He kind of has a quizzical look on his face, or just kind of waiting, not sure what to do next. So it's not, sometimes you might say that kings can be about planning skills or ordering things, if we're going to associate kings with a more intellectual side of life, in which we like to have a really strong plan, we like to carry it out step by step through just the intellect side of our minds. And but this one, I don't get the sense that he is striding forward in that way with a plan. I feel like he's hesitant and he is waiting, and not just waiting for more information, just waiting because he's unsure of what to do next, like the Hanged Man card. So that's kind of interesting to me. It's like a lot of hesitation there. Two of Pentacles. It kind of like switches the energy. If this one is hesitant, the Two of Pentacles is about just having a fun time. Like, this is like a circus performer who is riding on the back of a horse, standing up, and juggling those two pentacles in this image. So there's a lot going on in this card. It's almost like festive and colorful. They're at the beach. It's almost like making fun. This energy to me is almost like making fun of this energy. Like in this one, this character is like hesitant and not sure at all what to do next. But this card is like, whatever, just try anything. Just get out there and try anything. Have fun. Have a festive sense of things. And just make the best of it in a really cool and fun way. Third card is Eight of Pentacles. This is what I consider the artsy-craftsy card. It's about your creativity, about making things, about being artistic, and just going ahead and getting out the paints and the drawing materials and just going for it in terms of the artsy-craftsy side of life, which can be so fun. Just making things with your hands, and even if it takes you a couple of tries, to get something to turn out the way you had envisioned it, it's still a really good idea to get that artsy craftsy side going. And in a real way, like getting out the paper, getting out the colored pencils and the paints and the crayons and everything you need to. The last card is the moon. So that's interesting. Let's look at this. So in the moon card, in the first set of cards, was portrayed as this really fierce priestess who is striding through the night with her pack of wolves and a torch, and you really don't want to mess with her at all. And this one is more of the nature side of the moon. You have kind of like some strange animals there. You have the moon itself. You have a river. So this is almost like going with the flow of life because of that river and that wild nature side to things as well. It's so interesting how you can take the same original idea and come up with completely different images and like take it in a completely different direction. I think that's really cool. Okay, last 4 cards. It's going to be a little bit of a lengthy reading, but hopefully you can find some inspiration in a few of the cards. Okay. A lot of King cards coming up today. This one is called the Companion from King of Spirals. He seems like kind of like a teacher or a philosopher, perhaps, because he seems like he's kind of thinking about things and about to have some type of discussion about it. Second card is 5 of Spirals. This is a beautiful dragon, and the spirals are depicted as the fire coming from the dragon. Dragons are very beautiful and fierce. It's the same, wise, beautiful, and fierce, kind of all at the same time. This is almost like, I feel like this is almost like a type of warning card because of the way that the dragon is kind of like is unleashing this fire downwards. It's almost like instead of the dragon as a wise guide, it seems like in this picture the dragon is being portrayed as not necessarily dangerous, but more of a warning, more of a little bit of a shock, maybe, to kind of proceed forward. It's kind of almost seems like it is going back to the Hanged Man card, where everything's kind of stuck and not moving forward, and this card with the fire and the fierce dragon seems to be kind of urging you forward. Just keep going. The third card is Whoa. That's so interesting. I was just talking about a shock or something urging you forward, because this is the Tower card next, and the goddess Kali is represented along with this card, the Tower card. So this is a very fierce, very much a shock to your system. The Tower is usually thought of as more of a dangerous card, or more of a shake-up card. Like if you have everything, you think you have everything laid out the way you want in your life, and then the Tower card shows that things might change in ways that were unexpected. And it's especially interesting to the fact that they put the goddess Kali along with the Tower card. It seems like they wanted to add even more fearsome and mighty energy to this card. That is really interesting. So it's almost like we're seeing a few different flows of energy here. We have kind of like the stagnant energy that's not going anywhere through the King of Swords and through the Hanged Man card. And then we also have the total opposite of that. We have the Priestess and the Moon card, and now we have the Goddess Kali with the Tower card. And then I was already talking about those types of ideas with the Five of Spirals with the dragon and the fire. So it's almost like you are faced with a choice, and you have stagnant energy, you have the strong energy that it wants to move forward, and then we have the more whimsical side still with the circus performer who's just trying to have a little bit of fun. Okay, let's see the very last card. That's interesting. So there are bookends of the King cards with the Chrysalis Tarot, because this is the minstrel King of Stones, someone who likes to share songs and stories. In this card, he almost seems like the brother of this guy, or they have the same outfit kind of on. In any sense, I don't know. So this is like stories. This was like teaching. There's so many ideas. I know I drew a lot of cards, but there's so many ideas coming forward. It's really kind of showing if there's like a life path. These are like the different stones of the life path, and like with each step you take, you have the opportunity to choose a new flow of energy, and you get to choose which direction you want to go in. So that's really positive to me, because it seems like it shows an optimistic sense of having so much choice in life, so much really bountiful opportunity. And that's really exciting, and that's really good. Okay, this might be my longest tarot video yet. I hope you enjoyed some inspiration, and I will see you next time. Thanks a lot. Bye.